What if I told you that Egypt isn't just full of temples and pyramids? It's an actual living frequency field. It's a place where the ancients knew how to create a blueprint that literally used energy and frequency and magnetism to create and manifest realities. Every single temple, every stone, every hieroglyph is coded for manifestation, and it's also a manifestation symbol of existence on planet Earth. Today's going to be a great topic and a great talk. Thank you for joining me here. I'm going to also touch on some of the great spots and points within the Forbidden Knowledge Tour of Egypt that I just came back from. As you can see, I haven't had a shave or a haircut probably in about 17 or 18 days. But I was so excited to bring this information to you that it just couldn't wait. So here I am. We're going to talk about Egypt today here on Billy Carson Official. So let's get right into it. People see the pyramids often as just being these megalithic structures that are just sitting above the ground, and someone took Lego blocks of stone and stacked them up, and boom, magically we just have this pyramid. It's not quite that simple. You see, the pyramids are incredible, gigantic, multifunction stone computers and machines. These pyramids are not built by static blocks that were just cut out of a quarry miles away and then somehow just rolled across tree logs up to the site and just dropped into place. It's a lot more sophisticated than that. The ancients knew all about manifestation. They knew about molding and creating realities. They understood frequency and vibration, and they understood how to build living structures. Yes, the pyramid itself and the surrounding temples are actually alive. This is what we're going to get into today. We're going to get into this stone technology that's combined with spirituality. Okay. And I'm also going to show you pictures along the way, some great photos from the Egypt tour that I just returned from. It was the Forbidden Tour of Egypt 2025. And we have a 2026 coming up. So you got to register for that ASAP as well. Let's take a look at the Great Pyramid. Here you can see the photo I just took just a few days ago with my incredible family on the Forbidden Tour of Egypt 2025. You can see there about close to 100 people on this amazing tour. I do the greatest tours all around the world. Egypt is just one of them, but one of the most magnificent of them all. This tour was absolutely life-changing, and I can't wait to start bringing some of the people on tour into my podcast and have them tell you firsthand experiences that they had on this tour and how it helped them change their life and their perception of who they are and their ability to manifest their reality, which is incredible. These stone structures have an incredible way of energizing you, transmitting energy and information to you, and giving you epiphanies that you never thought of or could even perceive without being there. And that's why everyone's journey, ultimate journey, usually is towards Egypt and these pyramids and temples. You see here, I'm sitting out front on the ground next to Muhammad Ibrahim and his beautiful wife, Noha, my business counterparts there in Egypt. They are Egyptologists, they are archaeologists, and they are also guides, the best in the world. And that's my direct connection and plug into Egypt and into these ancient sites. They have also been able to manifest their best reality, understanding the principles, the true spiritual principles of harnessing the energy from these living structures. This is what we teach when we go on the Forbidden Tour. We're not just sitting here talking about people rolling logs around and with, megalithic ton blocks on top of them and building mud ramps. That's the mainstream idea and concept, a very mundane, technocratic, non-logical way of thinking. We have to move into the spiritual realm. We have to move into the realm of manifestation, frequency, vibration, understanding, geometry, mathematics, spirituality. All those come together to build these amazing structures. So as you can see, this was an incredible tour, And as you can see, many people journeyed. They came from all over the world. We have somebody in this picture from almost every continent on Earth. Everywhere from Africa, which we're in Africa there, obviously, but South Africa, Australia, the North Americas, the South Americas, Canada, We have people there from even Upper Europe. We have people there from literally all over the world that came to go on the Forbidden Tour. So it was an amazing experience. Let's talk about some more of the esoteric, okay? Underneath this Great Pyramid structure is a megalithic underground site, an incredible underground area. And this underground area is so massive and so complex, it rivals the Burj Khalifa. Not only does it rival the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, which is the tallest building in the world, by the way, you can fit 6 Burj Khalifas underneath the bedrock at Giza. Just think about that for a minute. Let that manifest in your mind for a minute. The pyramid is literally just the tip of the iceberg as to what's going on underground. It's mind-boggling what they were able to build. Columns that are megalithic underneath the granite, underneath the bedrock, going down up to 2 miles into the earth, with these spirals going down the outside of these gigantic columns, which might be some type of coil. I don't believe they're staircases because that would be illogical. It would be more efficient to just build a ladder system that would go straight down instead of walking around a megalithic column going down for miles. And there's 6 of them. And then on top of that, there's these magnificent boxes. We don't know what they're made out of, deep beneath the earth. Each one, based on the cubic meters, can hold about 64,000 people. It's mind-boggling. And we had a chance to go beneath the bedrock. Some people went to the subterranean chamber beneath the Great Pyramid. We walked up the Grand Gallery, hiking inside the pyramid into the King's Chamber. Let me give you a sneak peek of that journey here, going up the Grand Gallery area, heading into the actual King's Chamber. Check this out. I'm just trying to capture everybody for video purposes, so we have something for them. I'm utilizing my point of view meta glasses to capture this. Makes it easy to keep my hands holding on to something so I can keep myself stable.
One side, one chair, man. Hey, you wanted to run it back, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You got it almost there, man. Almost there. I got this.
About 20 yards, keep your head low. For most people, it's a pretty brutal climb. You can't see the actual angle there, but it's a pretty steep climb up for several football fields. Welcome to the Billy Boot Camp.
Keep your knees up. Keep your knees up. A little bit of knowledge, a little bit of fortitude. You know? All those carbs. You kept it on now. Veggies, carbs, lamb.
Having a good time hiking inside the pyramids. All right, you did it. Come on.
Come on, Mr. Henry. Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah.
You got the self-freezing light in the mid.
Is there any security in there?
Oh yeah. Someone take a photo of me, anyone?
I got you.
I'm taking a photo right now.
Little ways. Then you can stand up right there. Yeah, take your time. Want some water? You good? All right. You got it? Thank you.
All right.
I got this.
Come on. You did great.
That will be the hard part. Get in and get out.
You did amazing.
Thank you. Good job, just a minute.
All right, stay low, stay low, stay low.
You did it, Stephanie.
All right, sir. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I can't believe you got me.
Come on, brother.
75.
Hey, man, you're doing it, brother.
Bam.
75 is the new 50.
Yes.
Stay low, stay low.
You got this, Willie. Right through these doors, Willie. You're down. Right through these doors.
William's up here. Come on, man.
Willie up here. Yeah.
Come on, William. Come on, brother. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Good job, Willie.
I'm going to need a second there.
Go ahead.
Take your time.
Take a second.
Good job.
Come on, Quinn. Good job.
Proud of you.
You can stand up right here.
You got to stay low.
Stand up right
A little bit.
Yeah.
there. Yeah, go in right there and stand
There's the middle part. You can stand up for a minute. Hey.
How far are we? Halfway?
No, he's
right there.
You're
You're right
almost
there.
there.
Two crawls. Two crawls.
You got this one?
Down.
You got this?
You got it. Come on, stay down.
You got it. You got it.
All right. So great time there, taking one of the groups up into the King's Chamber. You saw us inside the Grand Gallery. What's amazing about these structures is they're very healing structures. And if you have any pains or injuries, you saw William. William is a former military veteran that had, went into service for the United States, and unfortunately, due to being in war, had some severe back and knee injuries as well as lung damage. And he was really concerned whether he can even do this tour because of the lung damage and the injury to his knees and his back. He actually canceled the trip, and then months later rebooked and said, "No, I'm going to do it." And he came, and the healing energy from these ancient sites and temples allowed him to manifest his dream, which was to be able to hike these temples and go up into these pyramids. And he did it. These temples and pyramids are living entities that have healing properties. They're also multifunctional stone machines. And to give you an understanding, right, we all pretty much have a computer or a laptop. Now, the computer and a laptop is a multifunctional machine. Now, depending on your level of knowledge, you can do many different things on that one machine, right? If you have a basic bare bones level knowledge of how to use a computer or a PC, then you can log on to it and you can check and respond to emails. And that might be all you can do. And maybe you can surf the internet and do some Googling, and that's about it. If you have a higher level of knowledge, with that same exact single machine, you can go on there and you can do research, higher level, deep, intensive research. Maybe you can do intensive research on illnesses and diseases and potential cures and alternative methods for treating them. If you have a higher level of knowledge than that, you can go in and you can utilize that same machine to create and design and engineer architecture, design buildings, sophisticated structures. Another level above that, you can do high levels of science, mathematics, astrophysics. You can design engines that can take a rocket into space. You see? You can calculate trajectories of objects orbiting the Earth and orbiting within our solar system, as well as even calculate the speed of other galaxies in the known universe. All of this can be done from one single machine. But your ability to access those higher functions is based purely on your level of knowledge. Isn't that like a metaphor for life? Isn't that a metaphor for manifesting our reality? When you understand that your ability to manifest could be based on your level of spiritual ascension, your level of spiritual wisdom, how much understanding you have of the quantum field, and how the energy that you put out and how you know how to make that reflect back to you like a boomerang. These are the aspects of reality and spirituality and philosophy that we teach inside the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. So I implore you to please click the link in the bottom of this video or in the caption or in the bio and join the 4BK or the Forbidden Knowledge Academy ASAP, because we teach these fundamental principles. I'm giving you a great metaphor to understand your ability to access the manifestation capabilities and the power that's within you already is based on your level of knowledge on how to access and utilize the energy. It's not that you don't have the machine, you don't have the consciousness, it's already there. What you need is to learn the ability on how to access those higher levels, those higher functions that you can activate and make use in your life right now today. Let's take a look inside the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. I'm in there right now. I'm standing inside of the King's Chamber inside of the Great Pyramid at Giza. This is an amazing place. Just take a look real quick. These gigantic, megalithic granite blocks. You still can't put a human hair in between them. You can't put a credit card in between them. It's incredible how this has stood the test of time. I'm standing inside of a fusion chamber, and the evidence of this is this When the water meandered away from the Great Pyramid and the aquifers dried up, they needed a second way to generate power. So what they did was they added these rose granite blocks thousands of years later to put the Ark of the Covenant, which was a technological device, a power generator, to help continue to power all of Egypt. All right, so I'm standing inside the fusion part of that megalithic giant machine. It does healing, it does fusion, it calculates the movement of the planet, it calculates the movement of stars, it calculates the movement of the galaxy itself. It aligns with planetary constellations, planets and constellations, and it transmits information to those areas of space-time depending on the orientation and the precession of the equinox. It does so many things, I can't even count how many things it can do. It's a beacon. It's a location. It's a marker, right, for arriving in ancient times, for arriving ancient civilizations to this planet. There's just so many things that it can do. It's a power generator to send wireless energy into the atmosphere that can be picked up and collected by granite magnetized crystal obelisks that then can transmit that to jets, down cables to electrical devices. All these things were happening in the ancient past. But again, if you're a culture that now has lost the knowledge over time, the main thing you will remember is healing. So that's why all these sites, people travel, they flock to these ancient sites for the healing powers that are there, because that's the base fundamental purpose, and the base fundamental result is healing. And then there are many levels even above that. For the healing part, you don't need to have too much higher levels of knowledge. You just need to be within the vicinity and have the knowledge to know that these sites have healing capabilities. Okay. Again, just an amazing tour, understanding that, man, these sites are metaphors for how we can manifest our best reality, how we can manifest our best life. And the tour was just amazing. There wasn't a dry eye on this tour. At one point or another, every single person cried. Every single person wept, not out of despair or fear or anger. They wept out of pure delight, out of epiphany moments, and recognizing the power that's in them, and getting downloads, and just recognizing who they truly were and their place within the universe. And just, of course, the awe-inspiring sites that we visited. It was just mesmerizing, okay? You know, the walls of Dendera at the Temple of Hathor and the Temple of Luxor as well, they show resonant maps that highlight how energy interacts with matter. I mean, come on. This is something we're just learning in the 21st century, but the ancients taught this millennia ago. And they showed us that they knew this because they actually put it on the walls for us to see. They put it in stone. And they are showing us a metaphor with the pyramids, which is the fire in the middle, which is what pyramid means, that our mind is a modern pyramid, and that it's built from intention, precision, and alignment. That the pyramid itself is not only a metaphor or an archetype of planet Earth, but it's also a metaphor and archetype of the human consciousness. And when the ancients spoke of Ra, they were referring to the light within the human mind, the same divine frequency that actually fuels what? Manifestation. I'm telling you, it was a powerful journey and a great awakening for many, many people. Let me show you a few more images before I continue on to talk about the emerald tablets and the mechanics of the manifestation involved there. Let me show you a couple more pictures here. Let me look up into my little archive and show you some amazing sights. Here I am standing on the outside of the Great Pyramid. Someone caught this candid photo of me just standing there looking up. The sun's setting behind the pyramid on that other side, so I'm not sure what I'm looking up at, but I look mesmerized, which is this is just a great photo. I have Thoth across my chest, the Atlantean priest king that ruled over ancient Kemet before it was called Egypt for 16,000 years, according to the ancient Egyptians. That's my esoteric t-shirt. By the way, you can get that on forbiddenknowledge.shop. But you can see here, I'm standing in front of this pyramid. Now, take a close look at those stones back there, those megalithic stones. I'm standing a little far off. believe it or not. It looks like I'm standing close, but I'm actually about close to 35, 40 yards away from the base. And I'm standing on an elevated part of the bedrock, okay? So it's slightly an illusion there as to how close I'm standing to the pyramid itself. Behind me, if I were to go down that incline that I'm standing on and get to the base, you would see how tiny I look compared to those stones. Each one of those stones is the size of an SUV or larger. Sometimes some of them are the size of an 18-wheeler. Each stone is like a fingerprint. Each stone is individually cut to fit and interlock into the exact precise location that it's set in. So to build this pyramid, over 2 million blocks of stone were not harvested from a giant mountain 100 miles away, cut out into specific size blocks and brought over there. No, it can't happen like that, because the stones are interlocking pieces of a puzzle. You're looking at a 2 million piece interlocking puzzle, and it means that each individual stone had to be cut specifically for the location that it's set in. So you can't pre-cut them. You have to cut them on the fly in some amazing way. They must be able to fit and interlock to hold the structure together and allow all the intricate and sophisticated shafts and chambers that are hidden on the inside. This takes planning. It takes knowledge. You can't just throw this thing together like a block of Legos. You have to preconceive it. You have to pre-understand it. You have to have the pre-knowledge, the pre-mathematics, the pre-knowledge of weight distribution, the pre-knowledge of master architecture, and of course, all the sophisticated astronomical alignments had to then be programmed into the construction of this object, and that had to go into the blueprint. So this was known it would be successful before it was even built, before the first foundation stone was laid. And what does that tell you about manifesting? It tells you a lot about manifesting. It tells you that the secret to manifesting, one of the biggest secrets, is to know the end before the end, to have the foreknowledge of what the outcome is going to be before it manifests into your reality. Before you go through the time arc to rendezvous with a future reality, you must know it's going to be there to meet you when you arrive. That's what the Great Pyramid is. It's an actual outcome of the highest level form of manifestation that we know on the planet right now. That's how incredible this structure is. They understood sophisticated concepts and set those concepts in motion into a blueprint that at some future point in time, when it was completed and constructed, it would be there, manifested and functioning exactly as they pre-planned, because they knew the outcome already. They understood and believed in the outcome. They believed in their blueprint. They believed in their own consciousness and their own ability to manifest this structure through conscious thought. And they knew that when it was complete, every single individual function would work specifically and exactly as they needed it and wanted it to. That's power. And that's the same power we all have. This is what we teach in the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. I'm telling you, click that link in this video, in the caption of the audio, or in the bio, and join the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. And you will learn these ancient wisdom teachings that will blow your mind, that will open you up to realizations that you never thought existed, that will teach you the power that's within you and how to access that power and move to higher levels on a consistent basis. We will show you how to take baby steps over time. And when you turn around and look back, you'll realize that you walked miles. Let's take a look at some more photos. Here's another amazing photo. We're sitting out in front of the Great Sphinx. Now, this is a great photo, okay? Because the Great Sphinx enclosure is off limits to the general public. Up to the left side, which would be my left, there's a plateau, an elevated plateau that's about 60 meters high, about 50 yards away. and it's got a gate, a rope fence, and that is where the tourists go to see the Sphinx. There's no way they can get anywhere close to the Sphinx. And you see us here laying right in front of the paws because we have VIP private access to these ancient sites. This was a great, great morning we spent inside the Sphinx enclosure. You can see me there sitting down to the far right on the bottom with my beautiful, glorious tan. I get really dark. And when I get in the sun like this, I turn like the color of this doggone phone case. I love it. I never get sunburned, which is a beautiful thing. We were in here teaching about the weathering, and we were showing that the erosion of the stone inside the Sphinx enclosure is like reading a book. We literally travel backwards in time to a global disaster that melted an ice sheet and sent water flooding down from Syria all the way down through Egypt, moving from the west to the east. And we show the water flow, and we show the erosion over many hundreds of years of time, showing that the entire Giza Plateau at one time was completely submerged in water. And there are evidence of this because there are shells and other evidence of fossilized crustaceans within the sand. Talking about that, it proves, just looking and seeing it and holding this evidence in your hand, it proves that the time frame that they've given that the Sphinx was built is irrational and illogical. It's a total farce. This object that we're looking at here, that we're sitting in front of, most likely was built 2 processional periods prior. We're talking about 36 to 38,000, maybe even 40,000 years ago is when this object was built out here at Giza. It's super ancient. It was built right around the same time that Thoth claims to have written the Emerald Tablets. No coincidence there that the geological evidence backs up the writings of Thoth, the ancient Atlantean priest king. Now, beneath this object, there are many channels and tunnels and massive objects, just as was stated by Edgar Cayce, the famous sleeping prophet, and also talked about in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. He claims that there's a massive object which was discovered using LiDAR scans beneath, about a mile deep beneath the Sphinx's paw. There's a massive opening area with a massive object down there. There are tunnels that we showed them live and in living color in person. All of these people, there's nearly 100 people there with us. We let them look down inside the tunnels underneath the Sphinx, tunnels that go on for hundreds of miles beneath the plateau. All there, just as was written about in the ancient text. What is this thing? It's a marker facing the constellation of Leo, facing the sunrise over the Sphinx's paw, and leading the way to the origins and the birthplace of some of these ancient beings. Thoth specifically ruled over the constellation of Leo, which is why the Sphinx is pointing in that direction. And the original face of the Sphinx was not a lion. It was the face of Thoth the Atlantean. Much later, after his kingship ended and he went on to rule over Mesoamerica as Kukulkan or Lord Pakal, Quetzalcoatl, various different names, Marduk, also known as Amun-Ra, recarved the face of the Sphinx to his son's face. So that's Thoth's nephew's face. It was never a lion. But the evidence is conclusive. The geological evidence, which can be verified and validated, and has been validated specifically by Dr. Robert Schoch, who takes it back to at least 13,500 years, at least. And he's a real geologist and a real professor at a university. So we know with conclusive evidence that the Sphinx is much older. It is an amazing anomaly built here at Giza. It most likely had a second Sphinx across facing it, because they usually do Sphinxes in twos, not one, not single, but doubles. And there are tunnels underneath it that lead on for potentially hundreds of miles underneath the plateau. And there's a massive object beneath the Sphinx, just as stated in ancient text. Massive. So we're sitting and standing on top of an incredible ancient site with incredible history. There's a hole in the back of the Sphinx's head, which is covered up now, They put some stonework there to cover it, which led to a butterfly staircase that goes down inside the chest, and where the big stela is, the granite stela in front of the chest, there's an opening that used to open up there. And there's an ancient papyrus where Thoth, you see him landing on the back of the Sphinx, coming out of this flying object. He goes into the back of the head and comes out through the chest to greet the people. Okay? This is a great monument to Thoth, also known as Ningizida in the ancient Sumerian tablets. Just amazing. So we had a great time there. And some of the things that we were able to allow people to do there, which you'll never see being done by anyone. You know, here are one of our incredible Tories. She's having a great time sitting here meditating in front of the Sphinx's paw. Something that you'll just never be able to do unless you're on a forbidden tour. And here we have a few of them. You know, they're literally just taking the energy of the paw of the Sphinx, you know, a structure that has sustained through millennia and is still here. And they had a chance to just hug it, really, and just, you know, absorb the frequency of this ancient megalithic object. Everyone had such a great time. These are like incredible moments I was able to capture. I captured these moments with my meta glasses. Okay, truth be told. And again, just an incredible sight. We're talking about a manifestation of a structure that was more than just an icon or a landmark. It's a manifestation of someone's ability to foresee the future. Why build something so megalithic if you're only going to rule for a certain amount of time? It's a time capsule sent forward to us to sustain and maintain earthquakes, wars, storms, flooding, you name it. It's still here, an icon from the past to let us know how magnificent these ancients were. They sent us a message into the future in stone with hidden secrets within it to let us know, hey, we were here, we were sophisticated, and we manifested a golden age. And you have the same capability to manifest a golden age right here, right now. There's two levels of manifestation that we can create a golden age. One is within our own lives. We can manifest our own internal golden age. We can reach a certain level of peace and tranquility within ourselves, a certain level of what they call Zen. So you can inhabit a golden age, or a golden age can actually inhabit you physically within your own body and your conscious mind. And then the secondary golden age is once enough people manifest that truth inside of themselves, then it will manifest on the outside. When we get enough people on that frequency collectively, we can then manifest a golden age on the outside. We can't manifest on the outside what's not on the inside. So until we reach that level of peace on the inside, the peace on the outside will not synchronize with what we want. It's a process of growth spiritually and consciously that the world needs to be a part of. Again, the reason why we created the Forbidden Knowledge Academy, so that we can get people on the same frequency in masses and globally, worldwide. We have people all over the world, over 1,200 incredible people worldwide, all building and creating and rising up to a high level of frequency at the same time. So click that link in the comments, in the caption, in the bio, and join the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. You know, Thoth claims to have built the Great Pyramid, as well as the Sphinx. He was ordered to build the Sphinx by his father, Ea Enki. And Thoth said, as above, so below, as within, so without. The temples of Egypt embody this truth. We're talking about having this inner world then show up on the outer world. Part of the reprogramming that we do in the academy. Because you will only see outside of you what's churning on the inside. If you've got chaos going on the outside, you've got chaos on the inside. If you've got peace and tranquility manifesting around you, you've got peace and tranquility on the inside. Your inner world is going to reflect your outer world, and that collectively as a whole, 8 billion people are manifesting this reality on this planet. So you see wars and genocides and slavery still happening, like in Libya, and oppression, and all these other things going on, these crazy situations happening all around the world, extreme poverty, and of course, then you also see wealth and manifestation and abundance, right? You see love and kindness and assistance and all these other great things. So we have this dichotomy of good and evil, light and dark, yin and yang. What we see, though, is there is a slight off balance right now, where darkness is slightly overdoing the light, the good. We need more people leveraging alchemy to bring positivity, light, abundance, manifestation, love, assistance, service to others back to the forefront so that we can shift and push the darkness back down again. We can't eliminate darkness. That's impossible. You cannot rid the universe of evil. We're not trying to eradicate evil. We're only trying to learn how to control it. It's a fundamental principle law of the universe, but light always supersedes darkness. So we want to bring back the light, and we want to suppress as much of the darkness as we possibly can. It'll be a lifelong, eternal battle. We cannot eliminate or eradicate darkness. We can only learn how to control it. The manifestation is not a random result of, just wanting to have it happen. It's about doing inner work, going and doing the shadow work within ourselves. That's how we begin to create the reality that we seek. Going into the dark spaces and dealing with it, finding things that we've done and learning how to forgive ourselves for those things so that we can move on and get to the next level, and learning from our past mistakes. That's the inner work. That's how you push the darkness down and let the light to rise. And then you become the lighthouse on the shoreline for others to see. And then you guide them in, you see? That's what it's all about. Let's take a look at some more of these photos from Egypt. We had a phenomenal dinner at the Temple of Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut was a female who ruled as a king, an actual pharaoh, for 20 years. She was able to accomplish this by claiming that, according to her, her father was not a mortal being, but one of the actual Netiru, or the Anunnaki. And because of that divine nature, and I guess her political prowess, she was able to eventually rule as an actual pharaoh and got accepted by the Egyptians. She ruled for 20 years, and Egypt thrived under her kingship. And she built this amazing temple where we had this amazing dinner. It was so fitting. Here is a video clip, of us walking into the Temple of Hatshepsut and getting some knowledge from Muhammad Ibrahim.
I want you, maybe this is the right time to explain it. And in your way in or out, make sure to see that part where the door used to be two sides, okay? And they made a design inside the granite. And this design, they used to put a metal piece. This metal piece had like 3 edges.
Getting some knowledge here from Muhammad Ibrahim.
This is the right time to explain it. And in your way in or out, make sure to see that part where the door used to be two sides, okay? And they made a design inside the granite. And this design, they used to put a metal piece. This metal piece had like 3 edges.
So an incredible clip there. I just wanted to show it to you twice to see the size of that doorway we're all walking through. Look how beautifully everyone is dressed inside this ancient temple. Here's a photo I took inside the Temple of Hatshepsut. You have to realize that this temple was a result of them terraforming a mountain. They literally took away half of a mountain to build this temple in this location. The spot where I'm standing here and even further out was all part of the mountain. They literally just removed a mountain. I mean, where's the excavation material at? It's not even around anywhere in the area. It's mind-boggling how they did this. It really is mind-boggling. And here's a great photo of us all together, all 95 of us standing in front of the temple of Hatshepsut, all dressed up nice for our red carpet dinner that we were about to have. What an amazing, beautiful sight. We had a dinner in front of this incredible, incredible monument, and everyone had a phenomenal, phenomenal time. You see me standing here next to Muhammad Ibrahim and his beautiful wife, Noha. They're on my right shoulder, all right? And wow, just an incredible day it was, an incredible evening as we walked up the red carpet and had this incredible dinner inside of the area of this ancient temple.
Did you see the moon
Here
up
where we
there?
were sitting and
right.
getting ready to dine with the chefs and the servers and
To my right, your right.
everything.
Over the,
That
over
was
the
all
buffet.
part of the mountain range that was just chopped and hacked away
Yes.
and turned into this flattened courtyard area, which is just mind-boggling. And here we are now in 2025, thousands of years later, having this amazing dinner right in front of the temple of Hatshepsut, sitting on ancient sacred land. We had a great time, and a great, great, great time there. Okay, just an incredible time. And then I went up on stage, and Muhammad went up on stage with me to thank everyone for coming and to just give a blessing over the incredible meal and show the gratitude that we had for them being there and for all of us being there. And while we were on stage, something incredible happened. My second time this happened to me while in Egypt. I'm on stage with Muhammad, and we're talking, and something is flying across the screen from left to right, right above our heads, which was caught by 8 cell phone cameras that were recording us speaking on stage over the dinner. Okay? You can see it moving very slowly as this has been put into slow motion. I'm going to do a zoom in on this as well for you. The object is not an ice particle. It's not a shooting star. And why? Because it moves from the left going upward, and then it kind of reaches an arcing point, and then it kind of takes a dip downward. It's covering the horizon from horizon to horizon at an extremely high rate of speed. It's probably moving close to 2,000 miles an hour from my estimation, just understanding aerospace, which I've studied for decades. Okay. It changes its trajectory twice in this one shot, which means it's being artificially controlled. And it's huge and massive because you can see it at a great distance. At that distance, it should be, here it goes again in a larger zoom in. I'll show it again as well. At that distance that we are from this particular object, it has to be massive for us to see with the naked eye and for a cell phone to actually pick it up. Because as you know, if you take a photo of the sun or the moon with your cell phone, unless you have a Galaxy S25 like I do, you can't really magnify it that much. Imagine an object that would be too small. Usually cell phones can't even pick them up. This is a huge object. Let's play it again. Look at the speed of this thing. And this is in slow motion, super slow motion. Look at the speed of that object and look at the shift in its angular momentum. One more time. It moves from the lower part upward. It reaches a peak, and then it begins to move downward again towards the end. Incredible. Just an incredible sight. Caught on 8 cell phones simultaneously. Everyone was going crazy. Look, did you see that? Oh my God. And they were showing each other their phones and their recording of this anomaly moving across the sky while we were on stage speaking in Egypt. This happened to me 2 years ago at the Great Sphinx enclosure. We were there in the early morning. It was still dark, and an object was recorded on cell phones coming down above the Sphinx, moving around erratically, and then taking off into deep space. And I posted that video a couple of years ago. But again, second time this has been recorded and evidenced. On my tour, we have an anomaly happen, this magnificent, something that's completely unexplainable, again, it just was like the icing on top of the cake for this tour. All right, what an incredible tour this was. Incredible tour, incredible site, incredible understanding of manifestation. We were able to correlate the temples and structures to our ability to create our own reality. We were able to correlate the engineering and the high science to our ability to manifest as within, so without. And again, these principles, we had so many epiphany moments. These principles, they can be taught on a much deeper level, on a more consistent level. They're put into a class format, a school module format on the Forbidden Knowledge Academy. So click the link in the caption of this video or in the bio. And if you want to come on the next Forbidden Tour of Egypt, the link is also in the caption, and the link is in my bio as well, to come on the next Forbidden Tour of Egypt. And you can have these amazing experiences with me out in the field in real time. Do real field research, go to active digs, hike inside of pyramids and ancient temples, go inside of hidden doors and chambers, and have great red carpet dinners at ancient sites. Something you just can't do on an everyday basis. So again, the links are in my bio, links are in my caption, and I look forward to seeing you one day on a Forbidden Tour. Peace.
If there were any one period in time one would desire to be born in,
I became a master.
Imagined scenario or a real one.
Hey everyone, it's Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge. In a world built to keep you asleep, a few are born with the fire to remember. And there comes a moment in every soul's journey where the illusion cracks, when the truth is no longer just a whisper in your dreams, but a roaring fire in your spirit. On November the 8th, in the heart of Los Angeles and on live stream, I'll be joined by my brothers Mike Rashid King and Robert Edward Grant, warriors of the mind, body, and soul. This is Manifest Destiny 2025, a gathering of warriors, seekers, and creators of the new earth. You'll leave with tools, you will leave with family, and most of all, you'll leave with the God frequency to change your life and the world around you. And there's only 800 seats available in person, and when they're gone, they're gone. So go to manifestdestiny2025.com and get your tickets today.